The recent Hugh Mungus controversy has become a significant historical event to many in the world who have followed the unfolding drama over the past several weeks. Some have viewed the incident as a triumph for ordinary men, targeted by the antisocial behavior of feminist activism. Others see it as evidence of the increasing lunacy within the growing army of fanatical social justice warriors in the West. But on closer analysis there is overwhelming evidence to suggest the event is more mundane than many currently believe. Myth and misinformation surrounding the event has been propagated by influential individuals who have exploited the political climate on the internet for their own benefit. Today's analysis explores the source of controversy, the public reaction, and the carefully manipulated fundraising campaign that exploited thousands of innocent people through its fraudulent charity drive. On August 10, 2016, outside Seattle City Council chambers, a woman by the name of Zarna Joshi became distressed after Rudy Pantoja Jr. told her his name was Hugh Mungus.
It's Hugh Mungus.
Her outrage was recorded on 2 cameras that showed her becoming increasingly agitated over the course of several minutes.
How dare you, you disgusting person! Disgusting!
Many people have since interpreted that event as a farcical confrontation where Rudy Pantoja was unfairly victimized by Zarna Joshi. People from all over the world came together in a wide show of support for Rudy, including a fundraiser that raised almost $150,000 in donations. How did this brief exchange outside Seattle City Council chamber become an international fundraiser and social movement of support? The answer to this question can be found in the background to this encounter, and how those contributing factors collided within a cloud of misinformation that spiraled out of control and tricked thousands of people around the world to feel overwhelming sympathy for Rudy Pantoja and provoked them to express misguided hatred for Zarna Joshi. On the day of the incident in August of 2016, Seattle City Council was holding a meeting of the Gender Equity, Safe Communities and New Americans Committee. On the agenda was a briefing for the proposed new police precinct in North Seattle. Both Rudy and Zarna were at the City Council chambers for the same event, but with very different reasons. According to the Seattle Weekly, Rudy Pantoja Jr. was there to speak in favor of the proposal. The article stated, Rudy Pantoja Jr. praises the existing North Precinct, quote, for getting my heroin-addicted daughter off the street and availing her an opportunity to get well. Is she white? Someone in the audience calls out. Pantoja Jr., who is Latino, replies that she's Latina and Chicana. We're proud of our heritage, he says. Zarna Joshi also attended the meeting, but as part of a protest contingent that included Block the Bunker activists and Black Lives Matter. The protesters were at the chamber to protest against continued militarization of the Seattle Police Department. The proposed $169 million building would be the most expensive precinct in the United States, and within its construction included bulletproof glass and bomb-proof walls able to withstand a sustained mortar or artillery barrage. These measures were considered necessary in case the citizens of Seattle ever decided to mount an armed assault on the precinct. Zarna has been a social justice and intersectional activist for some time. She is a politically active young lady who has spoken out on a variety of issues, including speaking at an intersectional justice conference at the Whitby University. Rudy Pantoja is also a political activist and community caretaker who ran as the Republican candidate for 36th District of the Washington State Legislature in 1996 and again in 2002, losing both times by overwhelming defeat. Rudy ran as a law and order candidate and regularly speaks out against crime in Seattle City, particularly crime against businesses in the Ballard and Fremont areas. On the fateful day when Rudy and Zarna encountered each other outside the council chamber, Rudy was giving an interview to a video crew. He recalled seeing Zarna watching him from behind the crew and assumed that she was attracted to him.
All of a sudden, I see these eyes looking at me. First, I thought she had cute guy disorders, and I must have taken a cute pill today because she's definitely giving me the eye.
Yeah, she was
I
checking
thought
out
she was
that.
wanting my number for a date or something.
With that assumption, Rudy initiated conversation with Zarna. He asked her if she was taking his picture and if she wanted his name.
You taking my picture?
Yeah.
You want my name?
Yeah, sure.
What came next has been described by some as a dad joke and by others as sexual harassment.
It's Hugh Mungus.
In uttering those two simple but moving words, Rudy Pantoja Jr. forever changed the world we live in. He transformed the life of Zarna Joshi through consequential ridicule of her objections to his insult. He increased his own good fortune and captured the hearts of millions. However, it is also from this point in the exchange between Rudy and Zarna that a shroud of misinformation forms and grows into a social movement of money, corruption and lies. The popular version is that Zarna Joshi asked for Rudy Pantoja's name, but as we see in the video, Rudy volunteered to give his name to her.
You want my name?
Yeah, sure.
Many have claimed that Zarna approached Rudy and asked him his name. That claim is clearly misinformation. To make matters worse, when interviewed by Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions, Rudy Pantoja repeated the lie.
This woman going, "Excuse me, what is your name?" And I go, "Well, Hugh." "Hugh what?" And I'm going, "Mungus." And she says, "What's humongous?"
In Rudy's revised version of the event, he claimed Zarna asked for his name, for which he gave the name Hugh, and when she pressed him for his last name he replied Mungus. The truth of the matter is Rudy approached Zarna and told her his name was Hugh Mungus, and in reply she said Hugh Mungus what? Zarna clearly did not understand or know what Rudy meant by the name, which leads us to the next moment in the event, where Zarna repeatedly asked Rudy to clarify what he said.
Mungus.
Humongous what?
Humongous.
Humongous what?
That's what it is.
Humongous what? Is that sexual harassment?
No, it's humongous.
The joke failed to impress Zarna, nor did she understand what it meant. As we see in the video, Zarna asked Rudy if the statement was sexual harassment. In response, Rudy lied to Zarna by insisting that his name is Hugh Mungus. After failing to get any clarification for what the statement Hugh Mungus meant, Zarna concluded that Rudy was indeed sexually harassing her. As the couple approached the crowded foyer, it was only then did Rudy begin elaborating by denying that his statement was sexual in nature.
This person just spoke to me in a sexually harassing way.
I did not.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Do you know what my name is?" And I said, "What?" And he said, "Hugh Mungus." Yeah. This person just sexually harassed me.
I said I'm humongous.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Humongous what?
Humongous.
So now you're actually pointing to yourself. You're actually pointing to your body parts, and you're actually pointing to your body parts and saying that you're humongous.
At this point, Rudy left Seattle City Hall, and the council security attempted to eject Zarna from the building for disturbing the peace. Those fateful few minutes in August 2016 is the extent of the encounter between Rudy Pantoja and Zarna Joshi at Seattle City Hall. From the video we see Rudy approach Zarna and lie to her about his name, which she reasonably inferred as sexual harassment, at least until minutes later when Rudy denied the accusation. Rudy then escaped the commotion that he and Zarna had created, and Zarna was left behind in a heated argument with security. For the most part, the event was inconsequential and could be dismissed as part of the usual tension that occurs when two political opponents encounter one another during important political decisions. Under normal circumstances, the incident may have gone unnoticed by the rest of the world. However, police activists and political leaders who were bitter about public opposition to the proposed police precinct wanted to silence opponents. They immediately expressed their hostility through their media allies and made Zarna Joshi the target of their campaign. Regular news outlets reported on the concerns about the newly proposed precinct and focused on public interest in the proposal. Police militarization supporters at Northwest News focused only on Zarna Joshi's reaction to Rudy's comment in an attempt to smear opposition. A week later, police activists Blue Lives Matter also published an article bringing attention to Zarna's reaction during the incident. Over the next several weeks, momentum continued to build, with keyboard warriors joining the intimidation campaign against Zarna. In support of police allies, Rudy also continued to provoke Zarna by sending her inappropriate emails, including asking her on a date.
I offered her lunch, coffee.
The girl?
Yeah, I said, hey, you want to get together?
When did that happen?
This is when it first started.
He stalked me afterwards. He stalked me. He found my email. I don't know how he found it, but he found my email. He sent me multiple emails from his email, from his phone, creepy things, pictures, asking me out on dates to lunch and coffee.
After enduring weeks of harassment from police supporters, Zarna confronted political opponents at City Hall during a meeting on the proposed precinct. In particular, she challenged local law and order politicians on their involvement in the intimidation campaign against her.
My name is Zarna. People like to talk about how crime has gone up in Seattle, and they're right. Crime has gone up. The crimes of racist thug cops have gone up. Their crimes against women have gone up. Their crimes against people of color have gone up. And the crimes of racist, token, people of color politicians have gone up. Yeah, we noticed, Lorena Gonzalez. We noticed. We noticed how, after I spoke publicly against you, the cops sent racist, white supremacist rapists after me on BlueLivesMatter.com. We saw that, we noticed, and we all know how in cahoots with the cops you are.
The intimidation campaign against Zarna continued to build online, with numerous videos about the incident. Many chastised Zarna for expressing her opinions and exercising her freedom of speech. The YouTube videos against Zarna reached a zenith when Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions decided to make his own video trolling her.
2 days ago, we filmed a response to Zarna, aka the Hugh Mungus lady, and as a little bit of a meme, we gave her $100 to test her moral fiber, to see if she was willing to take our patriarchy money, and in doing so, maybe becoming part of the patriarchy. I wanted to see how she could justify that, and well, she's pretty much responded. She took our donations, and she fucking, I don't know why this feature exists on YouCaring, but you can hide the amount and the name. Yes, Zarna, you can't dispute it anymore, dude. You've got our money in your pocket. You took it and said, thank you. I don't want to hear it, but I will take your money. You're part of the patriarchy now, and you're part of the problem.
Zarna had chosen to protect the identities of donors so they would not receive harassment for supporting her. Ethan misrepresented this decision as censorship. With his YouTube platform of 2.5 million subscribers, Ethan spread the hate campaign against Zarna further across the internet. The unified hostility against Zarna was then harnessed by Ethan Klein to present the middle-aged politician as a humble man who needed cancer treatment but could not afford it.
Because yes, I am that petty. And yes, I did give her $100. And I'm like, why am I giving $100 to Zarna as a goof? And I didn't even help fucking Hugh Mungus at all, who actually really needs it. Rudy is going through fucking cancer treatment. I spoke to him today. He's having a lot of health problems. He's having a lot of health problems, a lot of problems in life. So I opened a page, You Caring, for your boy, Papa Bless Hugh Mungus.
The fundraiser, however, was closed down due to questions about its legitimacy. There was no evidence that Rudy Pantoja actually had cancer or evidence that he was going through cancer treatment. You Caring cited the controversial nature of Ethan's fundraising claims as reason to terminate the page.
So they send me this fucking lovely email. We are reaching out today to inform you that your fundraiser, Papa Bless Hugh Mungus, aka Rudy Pantoja, has been removed from You Caring. This decision was reached because the subject matter incites controversy, does not have a clear cause, and does not fit within our listed categories.
Undeterred, Ethan proceeded to start another crowdfunding campaign on the GoFundMe website. However, this time Ethan played down Rudy's alleged cancer treatment, and instead promoted him as a humble man who needed medical screening to see if he had cancer.
What exactly is controversial about paying for a man's cancer screening so he doesn't have a premature fucking death? This guy is having huge life problems and needs cancer screening and probably has cancer.
This claim was a far cry from the previous. Ethan also claimed that Rudy had been assaulted, but gave no specific information about the alleged assault.
He has been victimized, assaulted, and now he needs our help.
Many people were convinced by Ethan's claims and opened their hearts to the fundraiser that raised almost $150,000 to help Rudy with his alleged cancer. But in reality, Rudy only ever had a gum infection that had formed a cyst and required dental surgery. In Rudy's case, his white blood cells appeared to be behaving abnormally as a result of the infection. Often in such cases, biopsies have to be taken as a precautionary measure in case the cyst or abnormal behavior of his blood cells is due to cancer. On closer analysis of the chronology of Rudy's surgery, it becomes clear that Ethan had seized on the presence of a cyst and the need to test for cancer to make hyperbolic claims that Rudy had actual cancer.
Rudy is going through fucking cancer treatment. I spoke to him today. He's having a lot of health problems.
In addition to Ethan's gross exaggerations, Rudy also posted a series of images with often contradictory statements, adding to the confusion about Rudy's actual illness. On November 1, 2016, Rudy posted an image which said "getting well." Also that day he posted the same picture again, this time with a contradictory message saying having surgery today. What the surgery was for, we are not told, but it was likely a biopsy. On November 7th, Ethan tells us that Rudy has cancer and needs treatment.
Rudy is going through fucking cancer treatment. I spoke to him today. He's having a lot of health problems.
The following day, Ethan changes Rudy's medical needs to a simple screening for cancer.
What exactly is controversial about paying for a man's cancer screening so he doesn't have a premature fucking death? This guy is having huge life problems and needs cancer screening and probably has cancer.
Then on November 11th, Ethan interviews Rudy, to which Rudy reveals he needs the funds for oral surgery.
And so I call up the oral surgeon, and I said, I was talking to Amber, and she says, I said, hey, let's get this surgery rolling.
Following these statements, people started to get an understanding of Rudy's health situation and began questioning Ethan's previous claims. The following day, November 12th, Rudy goes into damage control and reposts the November 1st image with this message. Whoever's putting out the false Facebook with my face on it and talking not nice, go have surgery for me and let me know how it feels. Hugh Mungus no play that, so knock it off. Rudy posts another image of himself in a surgical room on November 14th saying, quote, "Is not cancer today." If this statement and image is accurate, it can be assumed Rudy went to the dental surgery to get the biopsy results from the sample taken on November 1st and receive further examination in preparation for his surgery the next day. On November 15th, Rudy posts 9 images from the day of his dental surgery. It is clear in post-op images that surgery is complete, and he is nursing some bleeding from his gums. Rudy later posted on November 18th an image of the dental surgery where he had the operation with a comment saying, quote, "Paying the bill." Thank you all. It is very fortunate for Rudy that many loving people around the world assisted him during a difficult time. However, what Ethan Klein sold to people around the world was a humble man needing treatment for cancer, when in fact it was a politician and community leader needing dental surgery. Rudy was never a victim of cancer as Ethan claimed. So, what can we conclude from the controversy known as Hugh Mungus? We learned that Seattle's police activists play a very dirty political game. They use their political connections to assist corrupt members of council with funding of a militarized police department, and use media allies to smear and silence strong opposition voices. We also learned that, like most politicians, Rudy Pantoja Jr. is happy to exploit Wyatt's social and political popularity for his own benefit. It could be argued that Rudy is an innocent party to Ethan Klein's fundraising scam, as it was Ethan who made the exaggerated claims and exploited the popular movement against Zarna that favored Rudy. But at no time did Rudy clarify to his fans his exact medical condition, and he allowed Ethan to act as a lead strategist in the money-making scam without correcting Ethan's more hyperbolic claims of cancer.
Rudy is going through fucking cancer treatment.
Another thing we learn is that Zarna really is the victim in this controversy. No doubt many found her challenge to Rudy very obnoxious. But the dirty politics and smear campaign against her was unfairly disproportionate to her alleged crime of demanding an explanation from a man who refused to explain or apologize for what initially looked like a sexual joke. In comparison to Rudy's participation in Ethan's crowdfunding scam, Zarna's alleged crime of exercising her free speech in a boisterous way is hardly a crime at all. Today we find Zarna continuing the good fight against Seattle's draconian police department and the militarization of its operations. Despite the overwhelming hate directed at Zarna from many people around the world who are ignorant of the deeper complexities of Seattle's politics, Zarna continues to campaign for housing development for Seattle's underprivileged. Rudy Pantoja also continues to remain politically active. He currently campaigns for the proposed construction of the new police precinct known as the Bunker, and maintains close ties with Blue Lives Matter in an attempt to help the corrupt police advocacy group destroy Zarna's reputation and silence opposition voices. This has been a closer analysis of the Hugh Mungus controversy. I hope you have enjoyed our investigation. Please like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment below expressing your opinion on the topic.